Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of Super Rugby, and some would say the biggest New Zealand derby that we can have throughout the Super Rugby Pacific season. The Blues taking on the Crusaders. Both of these sides have had some pretty decent form at times throughout this season, but the Crusaders, they're in a bit of a tough patch, which is where they will either thrive in this game up against the Blues, or the Blues might find themselves climbing that table just a little bit more. Looking through at the Blues starting lineup, it will be Alex Hodgman, also alongside him, Ricky Riccatelli and James Lay as the front row, then James Tucker and Cameron Suafua coming as the locks, Adrian Choke, Dalton Papali'i, and Hoskins the 2-2 as number 8. Then Finley Christie, Bowden Barrett, the 19 combo, Caleb Clark, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and Rico Ioane will be number 13. Mark Talia on the right wing, and Stephen Petafeta close out the starting lineup. We have got Go to Crusaders from Christopher, and also F yeah from George. Let's go, says Brandon, and sub says Amelia. Welcome in. I did see that you did the Chiefs Rebels game, so are you happy with it? I know the Rebels got 25 points, just a few more though for the Chiefs in that game. Looking through at the Crusaders starting lineup, it will be Joe Moody, Cody Taylor, Tamaiti Williams, the Man Mountain gets a start at tight head prop. Then alongside him, Scott Barrett and Sam Whitelock, the locking duo. A lot of experience between those two Crusaders there. Ethan Blackadder there at number 6. Tom Christie at 7. And Sione Havili slotting in as number 8. Mitch Drummond and Richie Moonga, the 19 combo. Lester Whainanukū, Dallas McLeod, Braden Eno, Sever Reese, and Fergus Burke, the last man in that starting side. And also we have the Crusaders, yes, and yeehaw, says Matt Will there. Not ideal for the Chiefs. But the Chiefs were far too good tonight. Not much to complain about because they were the better side. I did see that they didn't walk away with the bonus point, though. So that is something to be happy about for the Rebels, not ending up getting themselves a complete one-sided affair, I guess you could say. And come on, the Blues, says Brandon. Yeah. Also, we have got their no butt talk, says Fluffy there in Crusaders. He says Reed, yeah, they've got to fire back. And you wonder whether or not at Eden Park, this is the game that they're going to be able to do so. They lost to the Fijian Drua. They lost to the Chiefs earlier on in the season. They beat the Highlanders 52 points to 15. Next 3 games, it's going to be the Blues, the Brumbies, and then the Reds. So, they've got to make sure they're starting to tick up a few wins. They're currently sitting 8th on the Super Rugby Pacific table. We put up 25 points. Our defense was shocking, and they easily picked it out, says Amelia. Although a positive is they managed to get themselves 4 tries in that game as well. The Rebels with the Crusaders now making their way out on enemy territory, Eden Park. Now, last year, the Super Rugby Pacific final was the matchup between the Crusaders and the Blues. On that day, it was the men in the red and the black who walked away victorious. This game, though, they come in as underdogs, and you can understand why from the form that we've seen from the Blues. One thing that has let them down, though, is that discipline. They can get the discipline 100% correct. Less than 10 penalties, I think, is the main thing. They lost to the Brumbies in round 2, 25 points to 20, and then they did end up winning up against the Hurricanes, 25 points to 19. That ended as quite a close fixture. Hi, Amelia, once again. Here's a Brandon. Caleb Clark needs a big game out on the wing. Tuivasa-Sheck and Rico Ioane in the midfield. Talia also there. Barrett, Petafeta, Finley Christie. It's just an All Blacks backline for the Blues, but that doesn't always lead to success. I legit just jumped off my stream because it's during the last bit of the Storm Titans game because there's going to be stuff getting off. Says Amelia. Hopefully it all went well for you in your live stream adventures. We got back from cricket maybe about 20 minutes ago, somewhere around there. We actually, luckily, the game was finished a bit earlier than anticipated, or else I may have still been on a cricket field at this stage, which might have been awkward, seeing as we have got a live stream going. I dealt with a few trolls, and that person knows who they are, and they seem to push my buttons, says Amelia there. Yeah, I know the one. Earlier on, but now James Dolman going to be in charge of this one. Going to go like this and like this. One moment. We will just check this. For some reason, on my live streaming software, I'm not live, apparently. But I am, because you guys are talking. So we must be fine. It's just a bit confusing. It says that there's 0 people watching and we're 5 minutes in, but that is a lie. Because I see at least 3. But now, Crusaders going to be kicking off this one from right to left, ready to go. A replay of the Super Rugby Pacific 2022 final. Richie Moonga in charge of getting this one kicked off. It's a nice breezy 18, 19 degrees at the moment at Eden Park, about what you want to have for a rugby game. Bit of sun still around. Up the Blues, says Tahana, but it's kicked off by the Crusaders. And we are now underway. Nicely taken by Hoskins. Tutu bumps off the tackle of Leicester Whainaunuku. Not what you want to do early, missing those tackles. Now Christie across to Riccatelli. And no too far up, though. Says Fluffy, and it's 42 degrees in the black heart of Australia. The chalky milk is poop, says Fluffy. So that is going to be a penalty straight away against Cody Taylor for leaving Zance. And also O cleaned up for the big game, says Janae. You noticed, my face. I always say when I have a shave or trim it, I always just look like I've taken some sort of substance. I don't know what it is. It's just my face looks wrong without the fluff there. But then George did say it looked like I had pubes on my face. So that was possibly a thing that's not too bad to get rid of. Audi says, Just Carl, welcome in. You are doing well. Early morning start. Are you back in South Africa? Ricky Riccatelli throws it in. It's a loose line out. Going to be claimed by the Blues, and Dalton Papali'i charging down the wing. He's offloaded on the inside, giving it to Blackadder. Now, if it was an All Blacks game, that would have been the perfect combination. Unfortunately, they're on different teams for this matchup. And they have managed to get this ball back. Now the Crusaders working hard. Drummond goes across to Scott Barrett. It was extremely low. Incoming Crusaders, please get a win since last week's humble from the Fijian draw. Says Creeper Rains, I should say. And also, how's the crowd look? It looks empty-ish, but anything looks empty in Eden Park when it's not like a big, big match. I would have thought that this game would have been a sellout, and maybe at a smaller stadium it would have been, but there are a few empty seats, unfortunately. Nice work from the Blues, though, to keep this possession. They were able to take it back after the kick downfield from the Crusaders. Now Bowden Barrett shut down early by Dallas McLeod. Christie goes across to Lay. Should mention that we are going to have a George joining us for the next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. That is Brumbies versus Moana Pacifica. Be sure. Stay tuned for that one. That is 9:30 p.m. New Zealand time. Christie goes across to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, giving it off to Peter Feta. Between those two, they've had about 5 minutes. The All Blacks jersey from about 15 appearances. Christie going off to the right-hand side. Tutu with a good step, but Barrett able to wrestle him down to Mighty Williams, almost getting the turnover. Barrett back across to James Tucker. The opportunity for him to start this matchup after the injury of Patrick Tuipulotu. Bowden Barrett looking for the cross kick. Is on straight to Clark, who's in space. Inside ball to Rieko Ioane, taken down by Richie Moonga. That was a brilliant last-ditch tackle from the Crusaders. Fly half now only 10 metres out from the line. The Blues looking like they have got some very good structure early on. Lost ball, though, by Caleb Clark. Bounces out. Inor commits well and truly, but they're going back for a knock-on. And also, we've got this Tutu looking good. God damn, that cross-kick beauty, says Junaid. Yeah, Caleb Clark is one of those players that you can afford to go for that chip and chase, and you just know he's going to be relatively close. Whereas some wingers sometimes sit back a little bit more. Caleb Clark always on that verge of being right on that offside line. Sometimes they'll get that little bit further forward. Like that was perfectly timed. About a 10-metre kick from Barrett and good work from Clark to go on the inside. Somehow they didn't score, though, but they will still have the scrum about 10 metres out. Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't covered the Curry Cup. We are hoping to in the future. It's just this weekend with cricket, it meant that I had to get up a little bit earlier. But now from this point on, we have no more cricket. So I should be able to do Saturday morning games as well. I got mostly positive comments, and some people enjoyed the passion I have for the Rebels, says Amelia. And if the Crusaders lose, they will have no chance for a playoff position. I don't know about no chance. I think they're still going to be up there. And the problem is for some of these top teams, if the Crusaders start to find form but finish as about maybe 6th, that means that the second side is going to have a very tough game. Or, in fact, that would be 3rd place with how it works on the table. Richie Moonga, wide ball to Sever Reese, definitely flat. Nice inside ball to Dallas McLeod, 40 metres out. Looks like that will just roll into touch. It does. They were on touch initially. In fact, that was the tackle by Caleb Clark. Double hundreds for Williamson and Nichols. Great batting by the Black Caps. You're doing very well. Cricket's for weirdos. I guess I'm a weirdo. I played 2 games today. Does that make me a double weirdo? Although normally a negative and a negative make a positive. So does that mean by playing 2 games of cricket, I'm less weird, Fluffy? I don't think it's the case. I think I'm just weird. Great commentary listening all the way from South Africa, says Cat Lego. Welcome in. nice early morning start for you guys in South Africa. A couple more games later on. Of course, the Six Nations coming just around the corner as well. But it is going to be Caleb Clark now. Referee playing advantage in favour of the home side, the Blues. Now Christie goes for the little grubber. No one was chasing there. Go back for the penalty. And yes, weird is good. Distracted Sports even popped up in the chat a few times. Gave him mod as well. Says Amelia. I haven't actually talked to Tony in a couple of days. But who knows? Maybe he'll pop in for either a Six Nation one or a Super Rugby one, perhaps. And with a knife and fork. Says Carl about the curry. And also Buller says, Felipe, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. The Blues going aggressive here, going for the corner rather than the easy 3 points that they could have had. Reed says, miss you, Hamish, says Ollie. I'm thinking next week I do a live stream from Amy Park at the game next week during half time. Let's see how it goes, as long as there's no music playing, because that's kind of where you get in a bit of trouble. Although as long as it's not copyright strikes, you're fine. Like copyright claim, you're all good. And the URC later as well, Leinster will get their first loss. Says just can't wait. They're playing next week, aren't they? I believe. Now it's going to be knocked on by the Blues. I believe it was Rotatuvasa Sheik putting that one down. Richie Morgan now inside of the 22. Kicks it downfield. Great kick. Brilliant kick from Richie. As you shave, you look in beard. I look in beard. I did shave though. Yes. The face is a lot more trimmed than it was. I played rugby today and we lost 100 points to 5. We got pumped. At least you scored though. That's one positive way of looking at it. Like, that's the main thing. You scored a try. Hopefully it was a good try. I'm having Christchurch 2024 football. If you'd like to come watch, Irish. Says Ollie, when are you doing that? 2024? Do you know a month? I thought it was today. Oh, well. Says Just Carl, we'll have to wait a little bit longer till we see the South African sides take on Leinster, which I think are going to be very good games. Now, nice short for all. Or was it? Yep. Did find the hands of Mark Talia. Now he's actually spun straight out through the gap. That is a gap that certainly shouldn't have happened. He's going to back his pace. Steps on the inside. 1 meter short. Mark Talia gets over. Now that was quite poor from the Crusaders. There was no gap at all. And Mark Talia caught a rough pass from Beauden Barrett. He'd admit it. It went wrong. You look good in beard. So you're saying that I look worse now coding. Got it. No, I agree. I feel like I look like I've just finished a line of Coke. Mark Talia, though, just breaks his way through, allegedly, and then just backs himself, puts the afterburners on. Richie Morgan went a little bit too high. And Wales says choke the woke, or choke the woke, I should say. And also, we have got or just back from the Chiefs game, says, no, Mum, hopefully you did enjoy it. And also, Buller from Fiji, go the Blues. Says choke. Ethan Blackadder tried to stop him. Just a little bit too late, though. Unfortunately, what are you watching the rugby on? I am watching it on Sky Sport 1. Did you watch any wrestling this week, Hamish? The thing is, if you had asked me that last week or the week before, I would have been able to say yes. I haven't actually watched any this week, though. Feel like I'm a little bit behind. Because I was trying to watch Dynamite on, I think, last night, but there weren't any replays, unfortunately, on Sky. And Nice said Lord Forth. And also, we have got these earbuds with microphone in them that block out most background noise, says Amelia. It's going to be a good kick from Beauden Barrett. Goes over. Now 7 points to 0 in favour of the Blues. Hamish Reed wants you to give him a tickle. I don't think I can organise that, Ollie, unfortunately. Not really known for tickling random people. Which is quite handy. You don't really want that on your CV. Anything Sky related should be burned to ashes, says Fluffy. Although, to be fair to Sky, each try that was scored, or in fact, each point that was scored during that first 2 rounds of Super Rugby Pacific, they were donating $1,000 to the flood relief. So they ended up raising, I think it was some ridiculous number, like about $300,000 or something. UFC tonight as well, Edwards versus Usman. That one is one that I'm intrigued with. Although we've got rugby on at the same time, so it's tricky. Always seems to be a rugby match on when the UFC main event's taking place. Although I'm glad I didn't pay for the John Jones one. That fight was a bit shorter than a lot of people thought that it would be. Joe Moody now on the halfway line for the Crusaders. Mitch Drummond goes back to Moonga. Blackadder's put it down. That's a rare mistake from the man who is normally very decent with his hands. And where's George? He will be joining for the next one. It is going to be Moana Pacifica versus the Brumbies And yeah, that's at about 9:30 that we will be starting that one. Go the Blues, says Big Light. And I watched SmackDown today, and it was easily the best, but I don't want to spoil. I'm still waiting for Ray to kick out or kick out of Dominic. Come on, the Blues, says Nazi Williams. Legata puts his hand up, apologises to his side. Wasn't happy with the way that he took that one. No fairness to Sky donations. Where's good people? Says Fluffy, I don't follow Super Rugby. Says Carl, although you'll be looking forward to the UFC, I'd assume, and also URC when it comes back. And who's leading the table? At the moment, it is the Chiefs. They are actually sitting with 19 points at the top of the bunch. George has a real unique laugh. He does. You certainly know it when you hear it. Even if you got your eyes closed, you just hear that kind of, it's hard to replicate, isn't it? It's quite a high, but not like that. Don't tell him I did it like that either. Now 45 metres out. Blues once again in position. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck goes across to Dalton Papali'i. Now Christie back to, actually that's James Lay. I thought there was going to be Barrett lining up a kick, but instead they had the tight ear prop. Now it's going to be Barrett. Instead of kicking, he goes across to Feta. Was a low take. A good counter ruck there from the Crusaders. I believe that ball's going to be almost slipping out their way, but it does pop back out into Blues. The back line. Ricky Riccatelli dragged down by Sione Havili Talatui. Now Rico Ioane across to RTS. Good low tackle made on him by Dallas McLeod. 2 12s coming together. Now around the side, Rico saw a bit of a gap with the pick and go, but wasn't able to get too many meters from it. Ball still available for the Blues. Both sides' discipline hasn't been too bad so far throughout this one. Now not cleanly taken by Kalia or Richie Moong. I believe they've said that it's been knocked on by the Crusaders. They're going to go play on, though. Now Whitelock with a step, turning back the years. I remember that try ages ago where he had that massive run up the middle of the park. Now Eno goes across to Richie Moonga. Nice step from Dallas McLeod. They're going to try and make the most of this opportunity here. The away side, Tom Christie takes contact. And Island 6 a.m., says Darren. So very early for you. I was just blood in the UFC real fights real. Blood in WWE is fake. Well, it's not fake blood. It's just that they make it bleed purposely in WWE. Like they'll get a little blade and then themselves a cut. But UFC all blood is real. Anything you see that is red normally is from the body. Sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Richie Moonga tackle well. James Lay looks a little bit shaky on his feet here. They might have to keep an eye on him. Sione Havili Talatui plays halfback, goes across now. It'll be Fergus Burke. Still yet to see Crusaders fullback Will Jordan in action. Throughout this season, Rico Ioane trying to get the turnover, does lose his footing. Now Dallas McLeod. This is good phase play from the Crusaders. I believe we're up to about 7 or 8 phases, if not maybe more. Short ball to Ethan Blackadder. We're up to 9. They've just decided to show. Ball's going to bounce out onto the side of the Blues. I think Cody Taylor thought there was something wrong with that breakdown, but now Peter Feta goes for the kick downfield. It will go into touch, and it's a line out for the Crusaders. Chiefs at the top of the table. Says Nov Mum, looks like Alex Hodgman's shoulder might not be too flash. No, I said, I think Rose for this, so no worries at all. And also George laughs a little bit like girls. He does a bit, but it's what's unique. And I was leave it like this dude never sleeps for our entertainment, says Choke the Woke. That is true. This weekend, I think we're going to be staying up from now. We're actually up for another 13 hours. I've already finished playing 2 games of cricket today. It's going to be a big night, but it's going to be enjoyable. And hopefully I don't fall asleep during the last stream because that will be probably the biggest, which is England versus Ireland. And I underestimate nobody, never judge a book by its cover. Might get a big surprise. And I'm okay at reading body language. And though George has got a high-pitched laugh and voice and loves laughing, we never underestimate him. But I bet if one crosses the line with George, they'll get it. Yeah, he's a tough man, George. I remember one day at school, him and another kid. I don't think they were being serious for a start, but then it slightly got serious and someone got pushed up against a locker. And it wasn't George. And did you just wake up? No, I've been up already for about 11 hours. So yeah, we're doing about a 24-hour day. And we've still got another 13 to go. And I was like, I can never stay up for that long, says Amelia. And what is your average time of sleep you take? During the week, it will be like probably 9 or 10 hours. During the weekend, I struggle to get 2 hours a night just because I'm so busy doing all the streams and everything, which I know is not that healthy, but try and make up for it during the week. Going to be passed back across Richie Mwonga. Loose ball. Tom Christie does well to pick it up, and it does seem like Caleb Clark's off his wing. So Sevu Reese trying to make the most of it, but runs straight into Stephen Perafeta. I'll back across. Joe Moody. Good contact on him. Afternoon, bro. Appreciate for what you're doing, says Akash. No worries at all. Right, and you know what? Passes across to Lester Faiananuku. Space on the outside now. Sione Havili Talatui trying to go over the top of Bowden Barrett, but he's managed to take him down. Crusaders, though, a lot more phases. Ever since that drop ball of Ethan Blackadder, they've sharpened up massively in the way that they've been putting their phases together. Not really going for too many risks overall. That one's going to be a knock-on advantage in favour of the Blues. Ball knocked out the back. Here comes Fergus Burke off to McLeod. Runs hard. Finds the offload to Cody Taylor. It was just a bit low, though. Need Red Bull to sponsor you, bro. Believe it or not, I've never tried a Red Bull in my life, which is something that people always go, nah, surely, at some stage. But yeah, never had a Red Bull, never had coffee or tea either. So I don't know where my energy comes from, because the amount of hours that we do shouldn't involve being awake that long. Yep, not me, that's for sure. I'm 3 from 3, though, Fluffy. Not many expected that, says Nuzzy Williams. That is for the Dolphins, I believe. Dolphins will win the NRL in their first season. That is something that the side hasn't done in a long time, I'm sure. And when was the last time Crusaders lost 2 in a row? It's been a while. I don't think they lost 2 in a row last year. It's probably been a bit beforehand. He says Nuzzy Williams. No, believe it or not, no drugs either. Looks like Nipalila are going to make his way out onto the field. Did any company ever approach you to sponsor your live streams? You're so professional, does your work? Says Coding. I mean, not proper sponsorships in a wee while. Like, we might have a link to a VPN during the Six Nations one, just as something in the chat to look at. But other than that, like, that's not really anything too major. That's more of an affiliate link rather than a sponsorship. Good evening, go the Blues, says Frank. Blues still one playing rubbish. What time is the UFC kicking off, says Daniel. So looks like we've got an injury stoppage, so I'll quickly Google it. So 10 a.m. tomorrow morning for the main card. It's a bit early. 5:30 a.m. for the early prelims. And then the regular prelims start at 8. Oh, that's a shame that Nathaniel Wood's fight got cancelled. He's a decent one to watch. Makwan Amakani is going to be fighting, though. Where's he from? Is he Romanian? I think he is. Or he's somewhere anyway. In Europe. An Ice preferred sponsor for the Dolphins. And also, I think it was Reece Hodge who had his arm in a sling after the game. It's concerning. There's a lot of injuries at the moment popping up around Super Rugby, which is what no side wants. Are the Blues or the Crusaders bad this year? They haven't started the way that they like to, although they have played some tough opposition throughout their first few games. But they've got the Brumbies next week. Then after that, I believe they've got the Reds. I'd like to think they should go 2 for 2 for those games, but you never know. We saw the Brumbies beat the Blues after all. Currently 10 metres out from the line. Drummond goes off to Blackadder. Still trying hard enough here, the Crusaders. They just haven't been able to break through throughout the first 15 minutes, but it might be just around the corner. Mighty Williams goes back to Enor. Space opening up. Fergus Burke is over. And that'll be the first try of the match for the Crusaders. Taken them a little while, but they got there in the end. That suggests how they got that 3 from 3. Makes sense now, says Nuzzy. And also, George is probably watching over, says Daniel. I'm not sure. He's probably having tea at the moment. He will be heading in for that next match, though, between Moana Pacifica and also the Brumbies. What an open. They scored. They certainly did. Enor, short ball across to Fergus Burke, and they just ended up with a massive gap in their backline. And Perafeta, he got stranded. I'm not sure what Mark Talia was doing so far in, because that created that extra bit of pressure on the outside. So he was trying to shut down Braden Enor, but all that did was make the opportunity open up on the outside. P is for Porirua and Ice. And also we got their switch, Hammy. There's the snooze there, and also John Gerwin in the breakdown. He won't be happy with that. What try? Sir JK. Deep breath now for Richie Moonga. This is an important kick. This will be a good one to get over this season. He's sitting with a 90% accuracy, so not doing too bad at all. Take some deep breaths here, Richie. See what he can do. Oh, wow, that's shocking. It was a bad kick, to say the worst. But it does mean that it's unsuccessful, and the score is now 7 points to 5 in favour of the Blues. So they need to be the next team to score, I'd say. Is the red territory Darren? Is Nazi Williams? See, I feel like you guys are talking like narcotics, and I have no idea what anything means. I love a reaction video you uploaded for Samoa versus the All Blacks. It was so funny. See his coding there. Samoa versus All Blacks. Was that the... That would have been the Sevens one, wasn't it? Back in the day when it was very wet. Cape Town. Now, it's going to be knocked out of the hands, Dalton Papali'i. Hopefully that's the last yawn. Jordan Lay penalised instead of Papali'i. So didn't go the Blues. There's Nazi Williams. Crusaders, they will be able to kick this one downfield into touch. Well taken by Lester Nuku initially. Actually ran straight over the top of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And these names that I'm saying, they're all fighting for those same spots for this World Cup, which is actually not too far away. Crusaders will win this game. Says Akash there. They've got a good chance. Normally, it's kind of the trend that they have. They play badly against some of the other sides, and then when they play the Blues, they seem to step up. Dallas McLeod. Again, down 43 metres out now from the Blues line. Going to be Lester Nuku finds the offload to Finley Christie. Tackled by, Tom Christie tackled by Finley Christie. Scott Barrett now after Richie Moonga bumps off Nepal Ulala. Didn't have a huge amount of arms in that tackle. And Drummond. On across to Cody Taylor, tackled by Cameron Saw Kia ora Blues. Says Nazi Williams, big respects for George driving them. Big machinery is huge. Afternoon's boss. There's Nate there. He will be joining us for that Brumbies Moana Pacifica live stream. And I believe also England versus Ireland at 6 a.m. Sever Reese almost straight through, but great tackle made low from James Tucker there. Now it's going to be Blackadder. Trying to bump through a few tackles. Instead, it will be now Drummond goes across to Burke, the try scorer. Moonga. Rush defense from Talia, but just went straight through. Slip there from Taylor meant that he wasn't available for that offload. Black Ferns are playing tonight, says Daniel Cox. Who are they playing? Daniel, do let me know. And also, hi, Hamish says, William, welcome in, mate. You are doing well. Nice pass there. Tamati Williams goes in behind now. Eno off to McLeod. Another offload. Burke to Reese. Quick hands here from the Crusaders. Looking like they're finding success. Another offload from his back. Now Drummond with the fend offload to Blackadder. Who's over? And the Crusaders get their second of the match. Are they related? The Christies, that is? I don't believe so. Unless it's like eighth cousins or something like that. Like, I don't think they're the same Christie fam. And everyone's related in New Zealand. Says Fluffy, that is very true. Well, to an extent. And I always says William. It was good work from Sever Reese. Carved his way through the first cap. But then I think it's the patience from the Crusaders we're seeing on attack here. They're not rushing it. They're just going out that back line through their hands. Hamish is my paternal uncle. How old are you, Fluffy? How am I your uncle? So that means I got to do the maths. If I'm your uncle, well, that would mean something to do with me sister. What you been up to, Fluffy? Blackadder scores. Was able to hang on to that one. Who's Blackadder? 7, says Fluffy. So you're 7. How's that worked? Bit of a brain teaser, isn't it? One's kicked over. Your grammar's very good for a 7-year-old, though. Like, no 7-year-old I know knows the word paternal, let alone how to spell it. That is going to be 22 points, or sorry, 22 minutes into this game, and the kick was successful this time. Crusaders leading 12 points to 7 now. It's just this high tempo. Is Havili playing for the Crusaders now, says Akash. He's not on the field. Instead, they went with Inoy and McLeod in the midfield, but he's also not off the bench. Instead, it is Pipisana Patafilo and also Macca Springer. So, yeah, he isn't out there at the moment. I want to say he had some sort of injury recently. And India, too good for Australia in the first ODI, winning by 5 wickets. Says coding there. I only managed to watch till about 2 down for the Aussies, and then I did end up in the bed. Now it's going to be the scrum feed, something that we haven't actually seen too much of throughout this matchup. #100th Super Rugby match for Scott Barrett. They have just said we mature quickly in New Zealand. It's the possum bait, says Fluffy. And I remember back in the days, comments were made that Pacific Islanders didn't have enough brain matter to demands the first 5 position at this level. Time evolved. These two at 10, says Nazi Williams. I feel like I read that very poorly. I apologize, Nazi. But yeah, it's one of those ones that if you got a rugby brain, that's all you need. A lot of these guys, they think rugby. Pretty handy. Hoskins Tutu, tackled by his opposite number, Sione Havili Talatui, who are the 10 season away. In this one, it is Bowden Barrett and Richie Moonga. Number 10, and Pirafeta at 15 for the Blues. And then Fergus Burke at 15. The run from Cameron Suafua. Almost thought about the offload on the ball for Drummond, but they've said no. What have they said that's for? Christie takes the quick tap. 5 meters out. Caleb Clark. He's over. That is going to be another try for the Blues. Lake Ferns are playing tonight. Amish says, Daniel, do you know who they're playing, Daniel? And he plays 7 as open flank, says Nate. No, also we have got the Havili got injured versus the Drillers, says David. I thought there was some sort of injury lurking. Do you know how long he's going to be out for him, David? And good evening, Hamish. What a day at work. I just walked in. How's me Blues doing? They've just scored. You chose a good time to come in, Spider Mick, because they were struggling just before. Women's rugby. I'm going to have a look and see who they play. You know who they play? And also Hugo Blues, says Inouye. Nice work from Caleb Clark, making the score now 12 points to 12. Peters then an AB's number 12. So says Nazi Williams, a midfield injury is going to eat the ABs again. They are talking to Sam Derry. Fun fact, the son of Kat Derry, the All Blacks nutritionist. I know that because we had a video idea. So I had to message her and she never replied. Should I message Sam instead, shouldn't I? This game might go down to the wire. I think it's heading that way, isn't it? 25 minutes through. Important kick now for Bowden Barrett. And yes, let's go. Here's Nate. He's been kicking very well this season, which is why he'll shank this one. And yep, it's gone over. He's still keeping that success going. To Mighty Williams down in back play. Hopefully nothing too serious there for him. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. The Blues are probably the only team can beat the Crusaders and the Brumbies too, maybe. Says Hanoi there. Yeah, see, it's an interesting one. Although Crusaders beaten by the Chiefs and Fiji and draw already this year. So I'd say the Chiefs have another good crack of being able to take them down next time they meet, if they meet. And the draw, says Fluffy, and good day cricket today, Hamish. Not really, unfortunately. We'll probably end up explaining it more on the next live stream, but it hasn't ended too flash, or it didn't start too flash. That actually happened in the first innings of the first game. I might have to go to the doctor on Monday, but we've got all these live streams to do overnight first. Don't have time to be waiting at a hospital. Our Finley Christie goes across. Nipolalala, Pirafeta now off to Bowden Barrett. Chipped him behind. Rico Ioane runs straight into a wall. Nicely done by Sevu Reese, but went for the offload, and instead Caleb Clark has been able to take it nicely. Yeah, I forgot, says Inouye. And also beat them in week 1. I won't hear the end of it, says Nazi Williams of Master Mail. Now, nice run from Nipolalala, the big prop. Striding down the field. Come off the bench. He'll be shattered by half time. Now, Satutu. Not able to find that offload. Maybe round his neck was Christie. Looks like he's hurt himself in the process, though. Now, going across. Gonna be Rico Ioane. Short ball to RTS. Parts like the Red Sea. And Tuawasa Sheik scores it between the posts. The Blues now extend their lead and get their third try of the first half. Work from RTS. I'm worried about Tom Christie here, though. He is all right. And yes, says not mum of the Chiefs and the Canes can beat it or can beat the Crusaders. There's Matthew there. And I was like, come on, says the news. And also, Amish Morning from Cape Town. Rain has finally cleared up the Crusaders. Going to play real rugby today. What's your score prediction? I think either way, it's going to be split by 7 or less. I think I said that either side will win it by 5. And I was like, Joe the Sheck, says Nuzzy Williams. It was a good run. And at the end of the day, if we've got a lot of injuries in that midfield, the better that these guys play in Super Rugby, the better chance that they've got making their way through to the World Cup. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I've mentioned that many times, but it's finally almost here. And true, speedy recovery for your fingers, Amish, says Nate. Yeah, I hope it's nothing too serious. I just know that from this point down, I can't move it. So I don't know what I did. You can almost see the bone there. I don't know. The worst thing is, you know what? The finger doesn't really bother me, although it will, because I didn't realize how much you use that finger. But the fact that I dropped a catch, disappointing. I went for the catch. I ended up landing, and I think I ended up bending the finger right back, or ended up twisting it to the side or something. But it didn't feel right afterwards. But it was worse dropping the catch. Mrs. won't be happy. Lucky I'm single, ain't Fluffy? Single Pringle. I was going to buy some Pringles. I think I didn't in the end, though. It's a bit of a shame. Unless they want to sponsor us. Let's get downfield. Fergus Burke running it back. He's got plenty of space to work with. And runs straight at Cameron Saw 4. Now, Mitch Drummond goes across to Sam Whitelock. 29 minutes through this match already. Currently, the Blues leading by 9. Drummond. Back to Richie Mo'unga, actually going for a kick and open play. That is something we haven't seen too much of. Both going for it. Beautifully taken by Caleb Clark. Several Reese is frustrated that he's not another few inches taller. Now Bowden Barrett goes back to Peter Feder. Puts the ball high. And no, not taken cleanly by Fergus Berg. Picked up by Talia. Look for the kick into touch. Looks like it's going to actually banana curl right back into the field of play. Now Mo'unga sold the dummy. He's got himself trapped by Tuawasa Sheck now, though. All well and good trying to be fancy, but if you end up doing it for a little bit too long, normally you got someone right on you. And also we have got there go my new team, the Blues. There's Spider-Mick, and also we have got there 40 plus degrees in winter, moving back to Gore. Not bad score. And also rocket like these fans, Kiwi lads, fabulous. Ouch, says Blues Nate. Yeah. Well, it's all right when I don't move it. It's just when I move it. I didn't get to bat in either of the games either, just because I couldn't actually grip the handle, but I didn't umpire both games, so that was something. You know, I was out there in the middle, going to be loose. In fact, very loose. It's gone right over the top. Nicely picked up by Tom Christie, who's already been strapped up after the cut. Then end up appearing on his forehead. Now Drummond back to Mo'unga, across to McLeod, goes to Enor on his outside. Crusaders, they seem like they're keen to run it from pretty much anywhere on the park, which is fair enough. Got those fingers seen to, Hamish? Must be sore. How's your day going there, Nate? There's a roof. Although the thing is, I knew when I had injured it, that earliest the time that I'm going to be able to get it checked out is Monday. Because, like, the cricket didn't really get to bat, but I knew that we had this live stream, the next one after that, and then the 3 Six Nations game. So if it is damaged badly, hopefully waiting 2 more days while I live stream won't do it any more harm. Counter ruck from Ethan Blackett. I think he's almost got that ball. Yes, he does. Gives it off to Whitelock, who's popped up with the ball. Beautiful flick out the back. Now Enor. I needed to find Reese there, but maybe just a little bit too little space for Reese out the side. Now Drummond uses it quickly. Goes to Blackadder. Bumps off Ricky Riccatelli, but dragged down by Papali'i. Back up to his feet there. Christie now moving to 15 metres out from the line. Good work from the Crusaders. Numbers on the left-hand side if they want to use it. Taylor, rush defence from Tuawasa Sheck. Leaves the gap. Mo'unga, one more to fire Nanuku. It's a run-in try. Once again, Talia's defence is questionable. And Peter has said, I live in New Zealand. and umpire and chance of GoPro. Yep, we did have the GoPro on, although we didn't get to do our batting innings, or sorry, our bowling innings for the second game, which was a shame because I took 2 catches, including one that was a one-handed dive or like a leap above my head, one-handed, poached it out of the sky, caught and bowled. Thanks very much for coming. No camera caught it though, unfortunately. Inject some ivermectin into the knuckle, be good as gold, says Fluffy. I'm not sure what that is. I got some spray that makes it cold. Bit of that. She's all good. Great try from Leicester Fine Nuku. There was a soft try. Yeah, great for him. Not so good for Mark Talia. Talia is questionable at times. I don't know whether or not it's part of a plan that they've said go inwards and leave the gap on the outside to lure them in, but I don't think Fine Nuku's the type of guy you want to leave a gap. Because he'll, even if there's a guy out there, he'll just run straight through it. We may be witnessing the downfall of the Crusaders, which in turn means the downfall of the All Blacks, which is kind of ironic, as I think the All Blacks downfall started when Fozzie took the helm. There's Excuses Aliens. That's an interesting name. Grab the Blues win. Crusaders will come back strong and beat the Blues in the next game. Oh, I see a Keta Ioane in the background and Tuipulotu, both dressed in their suits. Neither man playing today. And Moonga's got the kick over, making the game just that little bit closer, giving him way too much credit, says Fluffy there. That is going to be 21 points to 19 true. Next time, Boss GoPro next innings, says Nate. But it felt weird when I walked, or because we played our first game at one ground, played the second game at another ground. And the second game was actually up against some of the guys who were in that first GoPro video that's gone up on the channel. And they were just looking at me as if to go, you're the guy with the GoPro. But they weren't saying anything. They were just looking. And I said to one of our teammates, it's like I'm in like a zoo enclosure. Like everyone was just looking and kind of half pointing. But I had a chat to a few of them. Some of the guys in that team, you guys wouldn't have actually seen yet. Those videos are still yet to go up. I'm getting there though, slowly. Be kicked high by Mitch Drummond. Looks like it should just avoid the touchline. Bowden Barrett takes it, wrestled into touch. Did you get the chicken nuggets from the South Dunedin KFC? No. I'm going to the Black Cats tomorrow and I will try and get a signature for Kane Williamson and Conway. 2 very good players. Conway must have gone out early in the test match, did he? Because I know that Nichols got his double century, Williamson got his double century, and there weren't many other runs alongside that. Red, no fan for the Blues. And come on, love that name, Blackadder. Rowan Atkinson, the Blackadder TV comedy series, excellent Crusaders. There's Roof. Oldie but a goodie, Blackadder. Now nicely thrown in. Cody Taylor to Whitelock. Drummond goes back to Moonga. 30 metres out from his own line. Will kick it back down the middle of the field, but Barrett was waiting for it. Now looks to go for a kick of his own, perhaps. A 50-22 attempt. No, goes straight down the middle instead. Across to Richie Moonga. Now he will look for the kick down to the 22. Nicely taken by Stephen Pettifett. A little bit of a territory game. Something we haven't actually seen throughout this matchup so far is just a back and forth kick and encounter. Now Sever Reese picks it up. He's not kicking the ball. He's charging straight through a gap. He's got Blackadder with him, but doesn't find the offload. Instead goes to Enor. Now moving up to the 22. The Crusaders looking to strike just before the end of the first 40 minutes. Good hands from McLeod. Pass was slightly behind him from Williams. Now Reese offloads back. Blackadder to Scott Barrett. Now Dallas McLeod up the middle. Space now for him. Gonna break through. Has he got the pace to go all the way? Brilliant defense from Pettifett. 1 meter short of the line. That looks close for Blackadder. They do have to release him though. That ball is on the line. Now it's popped out the back. Double blow of the whistle. I think this is going to be a yellow card against the Blues. It's not Mark Talia, is it? It's going to be Mark Talia. He's going to get himself a yellow card. No, he's lucky. I think it's going to be Adrian Choate instead. Is it? No, it's going to be, is that Marcel Renata? Jordan Lay. Either way, it's going to be a yellow card. If Mark Talia got the yellow card there, that would have been quite funny. You're the guy with the GoPro, says Nate. Yeah. They don't know my name. I know most of their names because I've heard the footage. You are nice, says Peter. I try to be. Hurricanes will be in the final this year, says Matt Will. They've got a chance. Like at the end of the day, when you look at the losses that they've had, they've been close. And I always say that about the Hurricanes, that even when they lose not too badly, which does mean that they're just kind of one try away from winning games rather than losing them. And that's nice for the Sheds. Damn it. Here's this news. There's more like the guts of the Crusaders coming back strong. Whitelock go, baby Blackadder and Chiefs for the final, says Stanley Murphy. Another side that have got a very good chance of making it through. If you get it from the South Dunedin KFC, you'll be bringing it up all night. Oh, what are we doing here? Okay, they have to bring on Kurt Eklund. Now the Blues have to take another player off, so they're going to be playing with 13 at the moment. And good defense, boys. Unlucky, Jordan. And I was saying, Nate, zinger wings at KFC are juicy, extra chili. Says Roof, and losing well is the Hurricane specialty. Exactly right. And the Chiefs and the Blues, says Mr. Lerm. In fact, while we are waiting, 5 Blue is sub, so that's Cameron Suafua. What we'll quickly do is we'll check what fixtures are happening next week, because some pretty big ones that have happened this week. The week 5, there's going to be Crusaders, Brumbies, Waratahs, Chiefs, Highlanders, Fijian draw. That will be an intriguing game. Moana Pacifica Hurricanes, Rebels versus Reds, and also Blues versus the Force. So those are all of the games that we got for Super Rugby round 5. Chiefs versus Blues is in round 6. That's going to be a good game, and that will be 7:05 Saturday, 1st of April. Okay, so they're going to uncontested scrums by the sound of it as well. So that is why they've had to go to 13. 15 Blue. 15 Blue's been taken off the field. They've decided Peter Feta's the man to go. And now it's Red. I'm a Chicha guy. Says Hayden there. I was looking at Copeland's online website the other day, and you're very lucky. You got Copeland's in Christchurch. I learned that you can ship some stuff from Christchurch to us, but not a lot of stuff. And Domino's Hawaiian pizza tonight, says William. Oh, that'll split opinions, William. I hadn't tried pineapple on pizza until about 2 months ago. That was the first time I'd ever had pineapple on pizza. I won't say whether I liked it or not, because I don't want to start like a whole battle in the chat, but I had it. The Hurricanes won. Yay. No deal with 13 players, says MH Troy, and also Hawaiian pizza, delicious. Anything with ham and pineapple was super nice. And damn it, I gotta go the bank for a loan so I can keep the aircon going. Come on, mainlanders. We've got a Copeland's Timaru, true, but we have to travel. That's going to be another run and try for Leicester Whainā Nuku, easy as you like. That'll be his second of the match. But yeah, they don't actually deliver down here either, George. I think it's the Christchurch ones that would be delivering if I was to online it. Anyone who doesn't know, Georgie will be joining me for the next live stream, Brumbies versus Moana Pacifica. He's very excited, I'm sure. And does it seem like the Blues are dominating so far? I wouldn't say dominating. It seems very seesaw at the moment, but that playing with 13 men may really cost them. If the Crusaders get 2 to 3 tries throughout that time, that may be just enough to win them this game. I think it's going to be close. Losing well is Crusaders' specialty, Villa, says Matthew, of course. Losing that game to the Fijian draw in the last moment. And dang, I'm hungry now. Thanks, guys. Get the Chicha ones to deliver to us. Although I learned that they only deliver some items. They don't deliver donuts. They don't deliver frozen items, really. They only really deliver like the slices and biscuits, which I'm sure you'd still be very happy with. Maybe. Right, 13 on the field. Kick coming. Yeah, I'm quite hungry too, aisle 19. I had breakfast at about 10. I think that's my last meal. I had half a little Powerade Zero. That was all right. That one is unsuccessfully converted. So it is going to be 24 points to 21. Leon McDonald, I can see his hair starting to fall out already from that yellow card. Second half for the Blues. Let's move it forward, Crusaders. Keep that rhythm and forward strike time. There's Roof there as well. Also 13 against 15. The Crusaders win, you know why, says Spider-Meat. Yeah, because the Blues unfortunately weren't very strategic with who they got sent to the bin. Sadly for them. Because if it was anyone other than the prop, they'd still be playing with 14. And that's the one thing about Crusaders. You just know they're in for the full 80, especially against the Blues, says Nazi Williams. It's going to be kicked off short by Bowden Barrett trying to retain that ball, but it hasn't worked out now. It's going to be in the hands of Mitch Drummond. Cross to Sione Havili Talatui. Tackled by James Tucker. It was a little bit high around the neck region. It's going to be the penalty advantage. Now, Sever Reese tries to step on the inside. Tackled by Rico Ioane. 1 minute and a half remaining in this half of rugby. 7.5 minutes remaining on the yellow card. Moonga goes off to Barrett. The gaps are starting to open up in this in this Blues backline. Crusaders may go down, but at the end, it was the campus at the end. There's Hayden. That will be going right back for the penalty. That's quite a long advantage. We're going back about 30 metres for that one, Aaron Rangi. There's Blues Nate. Oh, so we have got to get my butt to work in an hour, another week, Saturday, 9 hours. So we might see you popping in every once in a while, Ruth, throughout those Six Nations live streams. There's a chance that we might have a George on the live stream for England versus Ireland as well. We haven't confirmed that one as of yet, but if he does join me, that will be 6 a.m. Then afterwards, I think we're going to have pancakes because why not? It's a Sunday morning and I would have been up for like 24 hours. So might as well chuck some pancakes in the pot. Not in the pot, in the pan. I don't know how pancakes would go in a pot. I feel like they just become, it's almost a donut, isn't it? When you think about it. You fried it. What would happen if you fried pancake batter? Would you get something or would it just be all mush? That's a penalty to the Blues. That's a very good question I've just asked, though. Now with 10 seconds remaining, they might consider just tapping this one and kicking it into touch here, the Crusaders. Or sorry, the Blues. They might go, we're not doing too bad. We're down by 3. We don't want to use up extra time of the yellow card. I think Bowden Barrett is just confirming. Time is up. Takes the tap. Kicks it into touch, and that'll be halftime between these two sides. 24 points to 21. Don't think Talaya's here. Yellow card 2. And talk about the rugby, says George. We'll probably get that a little bit tonight, George, I'd say. We've got plenty to talk about in terms of, like, I've hardly mentioned the cricket, which is quite the talking point. Back and forth game, says Junaid. It seems like it's going to be whoever makes that one little mistake at the end, it could cost them completely. And great Georgian pancakes, yummy American or French, thick or thin batter, Nutella and syrup and cinnamon. American, I assume. Thick or thin, they're medium. Although I'm pissed off, not pissed off, but annoyed because I was going to get whipped cream and I forgot the whipped cream. Sad. Leicester or Talia, better winger option for the ABs. If it was based off last year, I'd say Talia. If it's based off this game alone, you'd go Leicester 9 times out of 10. But the overall season, I guess, is the one that we've got to look at. They're both decent options. Talia, I believe, prefers 14, whereas Leicester prefers 11. So it's a tricky one. Still anyone's game, it is. And come on, the Blues go for the points you need. There's Mr. Lerm. Yeah, whipped cream on pancakes goes good. Sadly, I forgot the whipped cream. I bought everything else. The whipped cream. I go Leicester just personally. Hello, baby Hamish. Says Brandon. Is that because I shaved Brandon? I do look a little bit, well, more on meth, but also a bit younger with the shaved face. I feel like I'm very bare. I didn't cut it to too short just because I felt like that would be better to have it slightly longer. That was a sock, by the way, that you just saw there. I was unbundling them because I might put them on. Hey, Knob Mum. Says Jeanette, and hello, Amelia. Have an okay day. Mine is only just getting started. And bad officiating a lot missed, and particularly from the Crusaders. Says Peaceful Clever. Yeah, there were a few interesting breakdowns at times. I think both sides have had a little bit of unluckiness. The likes of those breakdowns, it was during between 20 and 30, wasn't it? How it just seemed to be a bit more of a 50-50 stats. I got them for you, Junaid. Go like this. Click that button. Boom. Click that. Boom. Go like this. That's just, you need a white cat or beer, says Mr. Lerm. And I don't criticize the ref, but sometimes they interfere quite a lot. Says Buttermick and tried whipped cream on TT, Hamish. I have not, Nazi Williams. But if that was an option, I still didn't buy whipped cream. So that's my own fault, isn't it? Enjoy your day at work. Another day, another dollar, Roof. And also, white cat of beer like drinking water, mate. And caramel and whipped cream, delicious. American pancakes, thicker. And that penalty before Clark's try, I thought, that was the Saders penalty. What did he do wrong? That was the one that Finley Christie took quickly, wasn't it? I don't know what that was. because I know exactly what one you mean. He got over the ball. I don't know whether they tried to say he had a hand down first or if he was the second man in, but yeah, it was confusing. Link to view. Unfortunately, there's not many free options around for these Super Rugby matches, which is a shame. I wish that they had a lot more, but the match stats, we've got them right here. 3 tries for the Blues, 4 for the Crusaders, so no one sitting with a bonus point as of yet. Meters carried 314 for the Crusaders compared to 282 for the Blues. Defenders beaten 25 for the Crusaders, 15 for the home side Blues. 4 clean breaks apiece, 16 offloads from the Crusaders compared to 1 of the Blues. Now, that's quite an interesting stat because some of the success the Crusaders have been finding has been by keeping that ball alive a little bit longer, finding that first offload. In fact, sometimes we've seen about 2 or 3 in one go. And then that has created the chance. Sever Reese had that offload, then led to the try. It must have been an entertaining first half between the two teams. Yeah, certainly back and forth. Richie having a 50-50 game. 16 versus 1, yeah. Apparently, according to the Super Rugby website, 16 offloads compared to 1. Tackles made 90 by the Blues, missing 26. And then for the Crusaders, they've made 16, missing 16. Oh, sorry, made 60, missing 16. Blues are more offloading team. No, I thought so. I'm trying to think. Maybe they have gone a little bit earlier with some of their passes, so perhaps that's why they haven't got too many of them back and forward. And A Sammy says, Junaid in the morning says, Yucko, welcome in. Are the Blues playing a Leinster, Scotland, Ireland attack? Says LB. I mean, they ended up with a yellow card. They're playing with 13 at the moment, so they're playing more of a rugby league attack. It's the way that they are for the next 7 minutes. But I'm not sure about where they've got Mark Talia. They keep on bringing him in off the wing, and that leaves space for Lester and Arnuku to just run in the tries on the outside. We saw him do it twice in that first half, but we've seen 4 penalties against the Blues 4 against the Crusaders compared to 2 of the Blues, according to that. And also YouTube says said not live. I did see that. For some reason, YouTube doesn't actually have us live streaming at the moment, and I have no idea why. Because I Googled it, and yeah, for some reason, it says that we're waiting, but we're actually doing it. We're doing it now. Now, the Crusaders are so bad on defense tonight, says Junaid. That's the thing. I'm not sure whether that's on my end or whether that's on YouTube or StreamYard's end or something. I'm going to have a quick look because I know that someone else uses StreamYard as well. It says he's live, so I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't think I'm live, though. First try was a stunner. Says Peaceful Clever there. Oh, that Mark Talia try for the Blues. I know that it was a little bit later on, but the man just ran. And in fact, no, that was the first try. Sorry, my apologies. Just ran through. Just no one wanted to tackle him. How the Crusaders so bad on defense tonight, says Junaid. It's a great question. They have leaked a few easy tries, although it's hard to defend against these sides. Like we're seeing Talia cut through the middle. That was certainly a bad defensive play. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, he cut on the inside, left the big gap. Caleb Clark off the quick tap. And Lula's run, the highlight of the year. It was a great run. The big man in motion, definitely because he came off the bench to be able to do so. Quick question. Who would you start for the ABs in the centre partnership, Rico and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck or Havili and Anton, sorry. So you have to go either the 2 Blues guys or a Crusader and a Chief, or can I pick 2 out of those 4, Danston? Crusaders leading, how bizarre. His name is Super Rugby Trophy 2023. Yes, and very strong up front for the Crusaders today. Blackadder, go mow them down. And why is Talia's defense? Why is Talia bad on defense? I think he just ends up drifting too far inwards. No Geordie, says Junaid. That is a good point. So I'm wondering whether it is that combination of it has to be those 2 together. Mark Talia for the AB, says the Director Sports. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. You have been enjoying your rugby. What do you think is the main thing the Blues need to do in the second half to be able to improve? And big tones in the chat. Pick anyone, just your opinion. I would probably, to be honest, I'd probably go Geordie Barrett and Rico Ioane. That's the combination that I quite like at the moment. Rico and Geordie, says Matthew as well. Also, we have got there that breakdown is very committed. And some say it's his haircut. Quietly, Big Light. You must be loading up on the coffee for Morning Glory commentary as usual, Hamish. Although no coffee will be drunk, it's just going to be water. Tackle those bastards in red is the advice that Tony would give for the second half. That's probably fair enough. But tackle them legally. That's the way of doing it. In second half, the Blues got 40 minutes left and 1 job, says Blues Nate. Yeah, does it have for everyone else that we're not actually live on YouTube, that we're just in a waiting scenario? 'Cause yeah, it has us at the moment, for me anyway. It just says that we're waiting, but then if you click on it, it says that it's going. And also, the cross kick and the pass to Talia and the pass to Lala Bodhi has been pretty good. He's been handy enough, and it's a game that he needs to be handy enough in. Because when it's head to head with Moonga, everyone's always going, right, that's the battle, our fly halves, who's going to do the better? And if you walk away from this game with the better game scheduled and upcoming, it's weird, isn't it? Hopefully, it doesn't do it for the rest of the live streams. I feel like a lot of people probably see that and go, oh, he didn't show up. And if a drop goal wins this game, who will win it? Or who will do it? I think it's probably going to be Bowden, to be honest. I like your opinion. But I have only one problem with that centre combination. Who's going to get you over the advantage line if you play against the box? Geordie Barrett. He's a big enough bloke. I feel like Havili, to be honest, when it comes to playing the box, doesn't really step up the way that he needs to. Anton Leonard-Brown, he, ever since getting injured, lost that little bit of pace. So I think Tuivasa-Sheck's a bit too green. I feel like Geordie Barrett still probably would do decently in that scenario up against the Springboks. We might find out in the warm-up game for the World Cup. And also we've got the Housemark Talia's try, does it again. Says Blues Nate. Gets the space, he might be able to do so. I punted on the halfway or halftime. So it is +2 lead. The handicap, lucky. Very lucky. And Cowboys 12, Warriors 6, just saying, says Nazi Williams. And also Blues had to run it out wide. Down the touchline, wingers. And evening, mate. See, for me on my live stream, it also says that I've got 0 people watching, which I don't believe is the case because you guys are people when you are here. Currently not too far away from the second half, getting underway for this matchup. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated, you guys all being here for this live stream. Got plenty more coming in the future, including the next game, which has taken place, and that will be between the Brumbies and Moana Pacific. 105 people, says Junaid. Now, last minute penalty, maybe try under the poles. And looking forward to the Reds Druid game in the Arvo tomorrow. It should be a good game. Geordie brings everything Havili does, plus better running and attacking game, I feel. Says Junaid and Geordie against Linde is a huge mismatch, don't you think? Says Danston. Although the All Blacks, who would you go with then? Because, I mean, anyone against Linde struggles. You look at any lineup in the world, it's like saying who's going to be able to stop someone like a Tyke Furlong when they go head to head, or who's going to be able to stop an Antoine Dupont. Because a lot of people would say that when you're trying to stop Dupont, there's not many sides that can do it. And Nazi, same for the Warriors game for after this, is Distracted Sports. And also, we have got the Leicester needs to be 12. Says Janade, and your PC says 0 people, but the chat says 108, at least what I'm saying, or what I'm seeing. Yeah, so for some reason, YouTube haven't realized we've gone live unless you click on the live stream and then it works. I'll bring him or bring back the monster Mape. I don't know whether he's still got it in him though. Mape. I'm not saying that France is hurt the way that he's playing, but he isn't getting a lot of game time for his side in a competition where he's the first guy who gets to hit it up. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Like Leicester at 12 could be an option. And also bad sports, still a half and a bit to go, mate. I was up it now. Says Nazi there. And I'm watching, says Peaceful Cleaver. And Hobbit McKenzie, not bad of a kicker. Beautiful night in Orcs, says Blues Nate. And the only way we can tell Hamish how many people are on the stream is by liking the stream, says Junaid, although it might still come up with 0. But it's hugely appreciated. I'm so confused, though, why it's not like live. Jump in the love by liking the stream and no speed against power. It's weird. So we go like this. I'm just curious. We'll click that. If I click on live, what does it come up with? It says we're live on YouTube, but it doesn't. It's weird. Like if I'm actually on the YouTube analytics, it's got stuff. I see 39 likes on there. Nabies need a big 12. That is the only area they've been lacking since Ryan Crotty retired, says Danston. Yeah, see, someone like a Nonu was handy. Someone like a Tanaumanga or anyone like that. But it's tricky because that's the thing. When the box, if they lose Damien Dialende, who then goes there? Who goes there? It sounds like what's that? Wizard, you shall not pass. Lord of the Rings, Kiwi classic. Never seen it. I might get deported for that. And a pity we may not see Laumape in action for Tonga in this World Cup since he's officially eligible a few days after the World Cup. It's a shame if that's the case. And as Big Kane finally back in form, just a little cricket chat. He looks like he's going all right. Cam Williamson, Henry Nichols once again securing a spot for maybe another series. Gandalf, that's the one. Is he in Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? Oh, people who have seen that are going to be fuming at me for that comment. They need a big boy. So he's big like, just put Mighty Williams. He's about 150 kgs. Levi Moore's a beast and he played for the New Zealand 15. CZ Smith, true. Could give him the option. Yeah, out of all the options we've got currently, if you're talking about size, Geordie Barrett is your guy. But Alex Nankerville, I think he'd match up quite nicely with Damien Dialende. That well, in fact, that Munster decided when Dialende was going, we'll bring in the other fella. And also, the Boks have huge backups. We've seen Rohan Jansi van Rensburg, Andre Esterhuizen, and Rohan Nel. I'm worried that when they stop using Dialende, though, some of those guys might be a little bit green. Like Esterhuizen's a great player, but they don't give him enough game time, I don't think. When he's coming off the bench, they give him 5 or 10 minutes at the end and say, see what you can do in this short time. For the Quins, he's absolutely fantastic, though. Skulkberger still playing Hamish? I don't know of. Skulkberger. I know that a couple of the Bismarck Duplessis and whatnot, but experience is Janae true. International level, you want to have those guys who have been there, done that. Which is why in the upcoming games for the Boks, I want to see more of Esterhuizen. Just give him some time. Get him informed just in case, because you never know. First game of the World Cup, first warm-up game. If Dialende goes down with a pretty much competition-ending injury, then they've got some big decisions to make. And depending on the squad that they've got, like, they should be fine. That's the good news. Springboks have got those guys. But are they Dialende? Come on, game time. Says Hayden, then Springboks better leave the dietitian at this time. Starting, says Janae. Yep, we are just around the corner from the kickoff. I'm on Sky Sport now, so I'm a little bit behind by about 5 seconds. Well, about 35, somewhere around there. And on average, how many days in New Zealand rain comes? We get rain every third day. Hey, it's got the people who are watching in the corner. What happened there? Have we fixed it? I'm going to Google it. I'm so happy if we've fixed it. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, it only took till the second half. We're good. Welcome in, everyone who wasn't already here for 50 minutes. It's going to be the Blues kicking off this one. Bowden Barrett, ready to go. Auckland daily. True. Auckland gets pretty weird at times, doesn't it? Although not raining for this game, which is quite cool to see. And let's go, says Junaid. I wonder how many people will be like, Hamish, why didn't you cover the first half? That's a forward pass from Mighty Williams. Is the referee okay? He said no. Interesting. Very lucky, I'd say. And refreshed his Blues Nate. Finally live. Now it's going to be passed on the outside. Dallas McLeod kicks it downfield. Our Tonya system was back on. Yeah. So all I had to do was go onto YouTube and go into their streaming, and apparently that fixed it. Rather than looking through my regular software. Who would have known? Now, Blues have got this ball on the halfway line. Nice wide cutout pass to Caleb Clark. They are still playing with 13 men on the field. That looked like a tackle on Sever Reese, even though he didn't have the ball. Now, Finley Christie knocking it on. Weren't you live on YouTube? I was, but for some reason it said that I was not live. BS ref says Buttermeek. Oh, it looks like Mitch Drummond's not looking too flash, and every big nation is performing as a great number 12. France has Dante. Ireland have Henshaw. Box obviously has Dialende. Wide pass, though. Yeah, Rico, I think, just tripped. And are the ABs going to lose all their players during the Super Rugby comp? I hope not, but there's a chance. I mean, these guys go out there and just smash into each other. So it's not easy being out there. I think Christie should be all right. Who have we already lost? Have we had any season-ending injuries for the ABs? I know that we've lost Leonard Brown again for injury, but he should be back. Havili injured, but should be back. Jordan's an interesting one. He hasn't actually started his campaign yet, but that is due to his head not quite being right. And that is that kind of migraine concussion type thing. Who else? Marino Makili too, I think, is injured, but he's not really in the All Blacks picture. Yellow carded early. He's Mr. Learn there. Come on, Crusaders, rock it like Hamish, try quick. Goodhue Havili. Yeah, Goodhue also out, isn't he? Which is a shame because he looked good when he came back and he looked like he was a lot fresher than last time he returned from injury. Come on, Finley, catch the ball, says Blues net, kicked him behind by the Crusaders, sits up for Mark Talia. Looks like he's dropped that ball. Lester Fainanuku trying to play a little bit of football. Ollie Jaeger out for super season, says Cody. So yeah, even like looking through at the Crusaders list of injuries is quite long. You got Goodhue, Havili, Jaeger, Will Jordan at the moment. Who else have they got? There's another one that I'm forgetting. I think that's got an injury. Goodhue and Anton Leonard-Brown have had the worst luck, honestly. Yeah, every time they come back, they just seem to get that next injury. And when is Hidai new season coming out? Almost a year now, says Dunstan. Are they having another season? I haven't heard any news. Normally in New Zealand, news travels fast, but I haven't heard that one about a second season as of yet. That one's going to be a low one. Mostly taken by RTS. Steps. Offloads to Barrett. Ooh, hit on head there, Ricky Riccatelli. And Ethan Black at Crusaders will win. Just watch. If Crusaders don't, I eat my words, says Hayden. Dunshay Grace. Oh, Cullen Grace is the other one I was thinking of. Unfortunately, just coming back from that shoulder injury and then ended up doing that same shoulder, didn't he? Which is a big shame because I feel like if he was match fit, he's probably in that running for the All Blacks loose forward trio that go to the World Cup. I would have loved to see him go to a World Cup. Played cricket against him in my younger years, played alongside him in cricket as well. Yeah, would have been great. Have a local boy at a World Cup in France. Don't know if he speaks French. Not that I know of. Anyway, now nice ball to Roger Tolasashek. Great low tackle again by Scott Barrett. Goodhue and Anton Leonard-Brown had the worst, or have to be the worst centre combination we have ever had. The problem is they're too similar. They both play very similar rugby. Nice offload from Mark Tilly and now Satutu trying to link up, finding the support of Rico Ioane taken down 10 metres out from the line, back to his feet. Seaver Reese almost slightly cynical there, looking for that offload. Finley Christie goes to Hoskins Satutu with a 13-man Blues side, looking like they're about to score a try. The Crusaders under immense pressure here. Now Christie looking to slow it down. Sells to the right, but goes to the left to Dalton Papali'i, driven backwards in the tackle by Dallas McLeod. Counter ruck from the Crusaders, unsuccessful. Now Barrett running hard there, straight into Whitelock. Now, going to be Christie off to Hoskins Satutu. 20 metres out now. They've lost a little bit of ground. Auckland out there on the field. That is due to that yellow card. Now another step. Caleb Clark wrestled down to Mighty Williams. Takes him down. Ricky Riccatelli with the pick and go. 10 metres out from the line. Was there a clear release from the Crusaders? It doesn't matter. The ball's gone out the back anyway. Now Adrian Choate still keeping this one going for the Blues. We're up to 15 phases here for the home side. Rico Ioane, 5 metres out, slowly building here. Well, this Blues side playing with 13. Counter ruck from the Crusaders isn't enough. They've managed to steal the ball. Throwing 5 bodies over the top. Looks like Scott Barrett's going to roll this one back. The Blues have a red card. No, just a yellow card. Now back, Scott Barrett. Cross kick from Richie Mo'unga. Risky tactic, definitely because Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is waiting back there. But Leicester, Fainanuku takes it. Breaks through the tackle of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And it's a hat trick for Fainanuku. It was risky from Mo'unga, but some of that Mo'unga magic just released. Scott Robinson, he was talking into his microphone. He might have just gone, I didn't tell him to do that, but it's worked. 3 tries to night 4 for the season. Clark injured, isn't he? He's not looking flash at the moment, Caleb Clark. Looks like something is lurking. And also we have got there Hamish from your area, any cricketer or rugby player live, which has played for New Zealand. Just Cullen Grace. Played for the All Blacks in the past. Alex is terrible. Is that the guy I played? Well, we didn't play cricket against him today, but is that who you're talking about? Who's Alex Harford? You're going to have to Google it to see if it's actually someone who is a person. Alex Harford. Oh, no, he's a youngster. Never mind. Okay, never mind. All good. Yes, the Blues and the Warriors are leading, and Blues are just weak man and morning. And what a punch into this counter or into its counter. Yeah, looks like Reese is done for the day as well. He'll be making his way off the field 29 to 21 at the moment. We've already had 50 points scored. Ow, my jaw just popped. At least we're live. Nice try, Lester. Right to Vasa Sheep with the face palm. Just couldn't catch him. Tried to ankle tap him. Whainā Nuku just kept on going. That kick is successful. It'll make it 31 points to 21. More evidence of poor officiating, says Peaceful Cleaver. Also Blues by 3, says Octo Dad. No back's going to be left for the Crusaders, says Janae. Yeah, they definitely need Whainā Nuku to stay match fit. Losing him would be massive in Proteas versus West Indies ODI series today. Or I'll be able to watch some of it throughout the night. Probably watching the second innings of that one, but not doing a live stream for it. Maybe the Blues need O'Keefe as ref. Come on, Sada, stop kidding yourself. You're playing only 13. There's Spider Mick. Although the Blues, they put together 20 phases while playing up against 15 men. Nicely taken by Peter Feder just outside of his own 22 now. Looking to step to the left-hand side. Finds the offload of Caleb Clark. Now, if he was injured, he's not looking too bad at the moment. Charging at the line. Taken down by 2 of the Crusaders defenders. Now Satutu goes back across to Cameron Suafua. Christie had his pants pulled down by Fergus Burke, but he's back up now. Got the pants back up round the waist. Finds the pass off now to Peter Feta. Roger Toasa Sheik tries a kick. That is something you don't see too often. He hasn't quite picked it up clean, but flicked it back to Dalton Pavali. 5 metres out from the line now for the Blues. Off to Nepo Lulala. Great tackle from Joe Moody there. They've got the advantage for not rolling away. Bowden Barrett, he tried the cross kick. He said, anything you can do, Richie, I can do just that little bit better. Although, not in this case. It's Big Red on. Not at the moment, Tom Robinson. And I don't know if he's off the bench either. Okay, he is. Okay, there's going to be a yellow card against the Crusaders now. That was cynical. By the way, I'm a Chiefs fan, says Peaceful. Come on, the Blues, eye of the Tiger, or eye of the Tiger. More importantly, Bangladesh versus Ireland. ODI series. Starts today. My team France is going to destroy Wales today, says Danston. We were going to be covering that one on the channel, so be sure to stay tuned. That will be a 3:45 a.m. kickoff. Right. Penalty goes the way of the Blues. Hang on. Oh. What's happened here? So there was a knock on from Finley Christie. I believe what they've said there. Did he still get the yellow card though? Because if he didn't, they've gone back to before that yellow. Okay, it's going to be no. Wow, that's controversial. No yellow card because at the point of the yellow card, the game had already or should have been stopped. Did you win your cricket? We lost the first game, won the second. In the end. But I didn't get to bat, unfortunately, because I buggered my finger. I don't know what I've done to it. It could be broken. Hopefully not. Luckily, there's no more cricket, and I don't really need fingers for the live streams. I can type with one hand, so she'll be right. I think the All Blacks versus France is the opening match for the Rugby World Cup, right? That is true. And also, they've got the warm-up game taking place, which is going to be between the Springboks and the All Blacks. That's going to be a massive one. Poor officiating. This is nonsense, says Danson. Also, we've got a new member. Thank you very much, Russell. And that membership button, you now have access to exclusive emojis on the channel. That looked a little bit high from Whitelock, but it might have slid down. Now Cameron Suafua charges. The Mighty Williams loses his footing there. Oh, that was probably a penalty against Satutu, or it could have been anyway. But they will continue. Bowden Barrett off to Rico Ioane. Nice 31 red. And also, we have got there how you do, says Anthony. Doing all right. Good ref. Keep them cards on the ready. He's debater of everything, presenter of nothing. Fancy name. We might get pumped by the French in the opening, says excuses. Ireland won't be taking England lightly. Beware of the England team. Possibly gel tomorrow, says William. I think that's why George is so keen to come around and see that game. He wants to see if England have got that fight back in them. And depending on how those other results go, they may be in a must-win scenario for the Irish, or at least I think they'll need a bonus point. If they get a bonus point by losing by 7 or less or getting 4 tries, they should secure these Six Nations. It's just whether or not they secure that Grand Slam, which they so desperately want. At the end of the day, they probably deserve it this year. They'll play very well. The Irish currently 51 minutes through. And America kicks it for the corner here. They're going quite aggressive by the looks of it. So they're going to be making a sub here too. Sure, says Nicholas. In there. And Springboks must win the Rugby World Cup 4 times, 2023, and the All Blacks rock, says Hayden in there as well. Looks like Mitch Drummond's going to be coming off the field. Has Mwanga scored? He has not. He has helped set up a couple of tries, including that cross kick to Leicester Whainā-Nuku, but he has not scored himself. Seems like Bryce Heem now out on the field. Same with Tom Robinson. Couple changes being made by the Blues here. I just want to see the English get demolished. Well, I would recommend watching last week's game because it was the highest points ever scored up against England in a Six Nations fixture. Now, counter ruck from the Crusaders again. Say there's a few players who have collapsed on that. But it's actually going to pop out on the side of the Crusaders. Where is the territory now, says Dunstan. Currently, they are sitting only about 15 metres out from their own line here, the Crusaders. Looks like Willie Hines going to be putting up the box kick. Go the Blues, says Nick. Also, the All Blacks. Rock, says Hayden. And I just want to see the English get demolished. Oh, against Ireland. And this referee does not belong on this level, says Geordie. Good morning, Hamish, says Joss. Welcome in and g'day, says David the Mob. Welcome in. Right, Nipple Olala and Tamati Williams having a bit of a shove here. Now, Ricky Riccatelli's going to charge in. Having a chat. 140 on 140 kgs, they've said. Close down scrum was nice. This is news. What are your thoughts on the warm-up? My perspective, it's a big risk, which could lead to injuries, possible fatigue later on in the tournament. I agree. I feel like having a game 1 week before the World Cup, Springboks versus All Blacks, like neither of those sides are going to go easy in that game. Like those two sides are going to try and batter each other, which is why it's risky having them play each other so close. Now, Japan will beat the Springboks again, and Japan will win the Rugby World Cup before Ireland and France. Says Mr. Lerm. Also, Ireland at home on St. Patrick's weekend is a must-win. It's one that you'd think has a 99% chance of them winning, but there's still that 1%. And don't get me wrong, this current English lineup in terms of form don't seem like they're that 1%, but you never know. At the end of the day, they could have early injuries. They could get carded. A red card at the start of the game for Ireland could be massive against them. The refereeing, I don't like bringing it up, but it might be a bit dodgy. Not dodgy, just a bit rough. So you never know. Still, they should have it, is the best way of putting it. Now, Brycey, nice step. Just recently coming onto the field. Same with Macca Springer, the man who's had to tackle him. Now, Tom Robinson, big red, goes around the side of the break down the Blues. One try off, getting right back into this contest. Christie, inside ball to Bryce Heem again. Driving his legs. 5 meters out from the line here for the Blues. They've made some good ground. Another advantage. Could be a yellow card coming soon here, maybe for Tom Christie, the man who was just penalised. Christie goes to Ricky Riccatelli. James Tucker hangs on to it. 2 meters out. Short ball. Perifetta. He's over. And it's going to be the try. Exactly correct. They will throw everything at each other because of what it means to both nations to win over each other. There's some excuses, but that's going to make the game just a little bit closer. 54 minutes through. And we're sitting 26 points to 31. Quit to you can. Crusaders won it. You can. The Crusaders are 5 points ahead, but I don't think that's the question, but I'm not sure what the question is there, Hayden. And punch it, baby, says this news. It was a good inside ball from Ricky Riccatelli to James Tucker to get the move initially going, only a few meters out from the line. Great work. Hammy Saders are very sharp, Hayden. They had a few too many excuses. Right, the 2-pointer. Maybe just around the corner. Odin Barrett now. 25 meters. 25 minutes gone at the moment. Let's go to the Blues, says Nicholas. And also, Hammy Saders are very sharp. Is this news. And who do you think will win the cup? We talking Super Rugby or the Rugby World Cup? Rugby World Cup, I think it's between France, Ireland, New Zealand, South Africa. That side of the draw, it's a tricky one because you think by playing the tough opposition first, it may tire you out near the end of the competition. But then I think it will also be that both sides just want to keep on going from strength to strength. You know, over 65 points in this game. Hello from Ireland. Says Kieran, welcome in. How many we got at the moment? The kick was successful, so you move up to 59 points. One more converted try, you're all good. That should happen. They've got 24 minutes left. You should be safe. I'm on the Blues. Yes, boy. There's big light and the pressure they put it on is too good. And good to see you here, brother, David the Mod. The weather is good. Probably South Africa will win. There's E-Dog, but it is going to be a line out now. I believe it's Brody McAllister. Throwing this one in. Is it Brody McAllister? It looks like Brody McAllister, but it might not be. It is Brody McAllister. Also, we have got their Crusaders defense is poor. Blues keep breaking their lines. I think both sides have struggled a little bit defensively in this game. Crusaders now charging at Whitelock. Thank you. Shout out to my mum. Got me a nice glass of water. Smiling from ear to ear. Dunstan's head territory updates. Ball mate currently on the halfway line. Mackie Springer. Now, I mean, nicely done by the Crusaders. Keep that one. It looks like Leo Willie also making his way out onto the field. That is for Sione Havili Talatui. That should be a turnover to the Blues. In fact, it's cleanly stolen by Kurt Eklund. Now, Caleb Clark, the halfway line. Christie going off to his right-hand side. Eklund back to Barrett, almost through the hands of Choke. Always nice to have supporting man, you lucky mate. It was Danston. Also, a draw will be good for the Chiefs, says Mr. Lerman, 28 points with only 13. Magnificent. No, they're back to 15 now. The yellow card is finished. Rugby World Cup 8th of September to the October 28th. Now, downfield nicely. Oh, Burke's been slammed. That would have hurt. No ice bath will fix that. Oh, looks like the ball's bounced on the side of the Crusaders, though. Now, Willie Hines. Oh, in short side. Big attack and run from Sykes Martin. Came on the field for Joe Moody. Inside ball from Braden Enotta to Mike T. Williams, who's put the ball down. Bit of a mistake there. They will come back for the scrum. I think I'm going to lose my voice before the end of the day. We've still got 4 more full-length matches taking place. Also, 22 minutes left of this game. But the next game that we are going to be covering, it will be Brumbies versus Moana Pacifica. That is at 9:35 p.m. New Zealand time. Scrum of the Crusaders half, says Dunstan. It will be inside of Blues territory, but they have made the change of Zahn Sullivan. Man, who we haven't seen too much throughout this season, and it also looks like Pipisana Patafilo made his way out onto the field for the Crusaders. That is the replacement for, I'd say, probably either Enor or Dallas McLeod. George Bauer making his way out onto the field as well. So that is an all-new front row for both of these sides here. Still 21 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for either of these sides to secure themselves the victory. Yep, let's go Moana Pacifica. And I should mention, if I didn't already, we are going to be joined by George on that live stream. Some of you guys will know George. Unless I've got a message saying otherwise. Nope, it's all good. It's the cricket chat. Will George join you later? He will be. So he will be joining for Moana Pacifica Brumbies, and there's a chance he joins for England versus Ireland as well, depending on what he's doing in terms of the morning. How many minutes? We've got 20 minutes remaining. How did your second T20 go today? We bowled first. They scored about 95 and we chased it down in about 14 overs back. So how did you guys go up against Twizel? I heard that Twizel brought in one of the second grade YMO players who normally absolutely whacks the ball everywhere. So do let me know how it went. How did you go on the first and second game as well in terms of your stats? Now it's going to be Finley Christie feeding the ball in 40 metres out from their own line here for the Blues. Relatively solid. Now Bowden Barrett back to Mark Talia. Look for the offload. I believe that's at the hand of Braden Enor. Got absolutely pumped. Oh no. Did you bat or bowl first, Dexter? I feel like the Blues are going to slip up. And did you score same runs in your, or did you score some runs in your side chasing? I did not. I didn't bet in either game because I did hurt my finger badly in the first innings while fielding. So I'm not sure the extent of what's wrong with it. If it's still sore on Monday, I'll probably got to go get it X-rayed. But rugby time, isn't it? So I feel like I'm going to end up having a sore finger for the next 2 days, but I'll get like 7 live streams in, so it's good. Live on Prime TV at 9:30. Go the Blues. There's the beta of everything. Now Zahn Sullivan passed across to Rico Ioane, tackled low, and bowled first, and we play 15 overs. They got 117, and we're all out for 71. Okay. Did they have a guy with dreads and also a Waimati or like a yellow kit on, Baxter? Dreads named Tyson. Did he play for them? I think he did in the end, didn't he? Did he get to bat? How did he go? Now Moonga, 40 metres out from the line currently. Their own line, that is. George Bauer gets his first carry of the match. Willie Hines back again. Sam White, Ellis McLeod now back across. Which team are you going for? I'm not sure in this game. It's a tricky decision to make because both of these sides, we know that they both want to succeed and get this one. Got 16 off 5 not out, I think. Oh, yeah, decent. Christie. Around the side, Christian Leo Willie. Yeah, because you guys were playing 15 overs each, weren't you, rather than 20? Now Christie. Gonna be kicked high, but the penalty goes the way of the Crusaders. Also, what happened to your shields, Hamish? Your shield? Not sure what that word is. I don't think it's finger, though, is it? Right, Richie's going for the post here. Bit of a decision that we haven't seen so far from either of these sides is to go for the 3 points rather than going quite aggressive. Crusaders, man, says Hayden. Yeah, because we wanted them to get back to Twizel early, says Baxter. Fun fact, most of their players are from Timaru. In fact, I think a majority of their side was. How much do all players in your team play cricket for fun or some are professional cricketer? All just for fun. What level of cricket are you, mate? So we were playing in the 3rd grade comp. So we've got a good mix. It's kind of some more experienced players, some guys who this is only really their first or second season. They had me who hadn't played for 10 years before this season. So you're still learning when I'm out there. Got plenty to improve on, of course. But yeah, quite a few of the games we've got recorded. They haven't gone up on the channel yet, but I think we've got about 6 games or 5 games, something along those lines, that we're going to be posting on the channel soon. Moonga can hear the boos. And that one's gone over. I'm pretty sure someone in Twizel represented Oman in the game before. Awesome. Wonder which player that was. I know that they brought a guy in from down south to play for them because I had quite a good chat with him. Did their wicketkeeper Baxter play or did they have a guy on the sideline? One of their guys got smacked clean in the head. Unfortunately, the worst thing is I think I got it on GoPro, which I feel bad about. Tom Christie's looking like he's been through a blending machine at the moment. He's got a cut up there. He's got a black eye. He's probably made about 15 tackles in the process. Do you have a favourite cricketer? I'll be honest, it's not a popular one to some extent, but I quite enjoy watching Marnus Labuschagne just because of the way he's able to manipulate the field. It's going to be a scrum now for the Blues. That Womo guy kept and took 3 catches. Yeah, he's a decent keeper. Tyson plays 2nd grade normally. This is my first season playing club cricket. I'm still in school, says Dunstan. So yeah, you'll have plenty of time to get the hang of it. It's a lot of fun. Like this season, it's been a lot better because I've been talking to a lot more people. Whereas last season, which was 10 years ago, like I wasn't very chatty. I've met a lot of people. Met Baxter, who stuck around on the channel. Always appreciated Baxter you being here. We've got George later on the next live stream, so I'm sure you'll enjoy seeing him. 63 minutes gone in the match, ladies and gentlemen. For anyone wondering, the score is different to what I've got. It's 34. 34, not 36. It's changed. Still a converted try. They'll be back in the league. Converted try is needed for the Blues. That's going to be a penalty in favour of the Blues there, or in fact, a free kick, sorry. You're going to go another scrum here. What are we doing? They will go scrum again. And better grip this hard, says the Snooze. Yeah, a lot more fight from both sides when it comes to their defensive lines. They're not allowing sides to just sneak through, come on the Blues, says Novmum. The next game has taken place in exactly 1 hour. That is when it will be kicking off. 16 minutes remain in this one, though. Tackles missed. We've seen 15 missed by the Crusaders, 18 missed by the Blues. So tackle completion, both around that 89, 88 mark. Possession just a little bit in favour of the Blues with 52%. And then also we've seen 422 metres made by the Blues, 404 made by the Crusaders. So very even. It's the best way of describing that. Now, it's going to be Finley Christie's short ball to Bryce Heem. Cody Taylor got away with that one. The ref must be a South Islander. Where is James Dolman? I think James Dolman's from the North Island. I'm not wrong. Now Finley Christie goes across to Kurt Eklund again. Now Christie goes across to James Tucker. They're 10 metres out from the line at the moment. Come on, the Crusaders, says Valerie. It's another advantage. So surely there's a yellow card coming soon. Zan Sullivan breaking through Brody McAllister's tackle. Dragged down there. Rico Ioane, 5 metres out from the line, looking to get himself his first try of the contest. Bowden Barrett shipped. He's got Tucker chasing it. And Tucker doesn't quite get it. Papasini or Papasana Patafilo does keep it in. I've been representing Western Province at under 12, under 15, under 17 level, looking to make the under 19 team this year, says Dunstan. Is that in rugby or cricket? Dunstan. Right, yellow card. You cannot afford to give away so many penalties inside of your own 22 if you're the Crusaders. Get that card ready. It's a yellow card, and it's going to be against, I believe that's Sykes Martin, who will be going to the bin. Cricket, mate. There's Dunstan there. Right, so you're playing your first club level game. First season playing club cricket. So you haven't played club cricket through the whole one, but you've been representing the higher level, I guess, rather than club. Well deserved. And just even card him, ref. Says the Lim report, come on the Blues. Says Bottomega, Big Crusaders will reach 50 points. They'll be doing well to get there. They need 2 converted tries and something. Big shift, says the Snooze. And finally, here's the Lim. Now the Crusaders with a man disadvantage might not be so much fun when they are the team who are down in numbers. Oh, Joe Moody's coming onto the field, so I think they have to sacrifice someone else, but they'll still be playing with 14. And it's funny, I'm born in the north, but always back the Crusaders and go Crusaders from Cape Town, says Christian. I think that's Christian Leo Willie. They've decided to take off the field. In fact, it might be Mark DeLea's on the other team. I'm going to have no voice tomorrow. We've got 2 more live streams for Super Rugby after Super Rugby Pacific tonight, and also the 3 Six Nations game that we will be covering on the channel. And I was like, well, that's a high-scoring game, says Elon there. Although someone needed about 59 points, didn't they? Have they got that? Or 65 points, in fact. They're currently sitting on 62 in this game. But yeah, high-scoring game, close one as well, which is good to see. Like, this could be the moment that the Blues need to pull away with this game if they can score while the Crusaders are down a man. Blues with a nice big push there. They've got the advantage. Going to be going down. Hoskinson 2-2. Referee blows the whistle again. Close game. Me and my friend Michael Martin been playing together all this time. It's been amazing. He's been bought by the Highlands Lions, Highfield Lions this year. So we're playing against each other. Ooh. Interesting. Why not a penalty try? I believe because that front row went down first just a little bit. It was close though. Like, that's the only thing I can think of for James Dolman of why it's not a penalty try. That maybe they collapsed just a bit far away from the line. Okay, Bowden's just asking the touchy here. He's terrible, says the Lim report. Who's got the man of the match at this stage? I'd say Lester Nuku with his 3 tries. Very handy. Bowden Barrett, he's had a pretty solid game as well. Now, 13 minutes remain. 2 cents will be biting his nails. He will be. Was he going to this game, Mum, or did he stay home for it? If he was at the ground, I'm sure he'd be very nervous. All fed in now for Finley Christie. One's going to be fed out the back. Hoskins to Tutu. It's available. Instead, they go for Christie. Bryce Heen now. Dragged down 5 meters out for the line. Can the Blues get in for their, I believe it would be their 4th try of the match. In fact, probably their 5th, actually. You know, his favourite player is the guy called Fakar Zaman from Pakistan. He's a very good player, Fakar Zaman. 5 meters. Round the side. Hoskins to Tutu. Close, but Whitelock drags him down. Tutu, he's almost fallen the wrong way there, but luckily the ball is bounced out the back again. Christie goes across to Auckland. Red Tom Robinson driving past the ball. James Tucker! He's over. He's gone through about 3 Crusaders defenders to be able to get the ball down, and that will be the first try almost off the second half for the Blues, is it? No, not quite. They've had one other, but they are coming a lot more really than that first half and bunching in, baby, in 13 minutes. Is enough for the Blues to take a 35-34 lead. They are about to, aren't they? And Sean Johnson, there's a little report. I'll try not to say too much because I know a few people were trying to watch the Warriors game after this one. So I won't read out it, but I have seen it, the little report. Crusaders give some win to the Blues. They want some, says multi-trade man. And important kick, says Nov Mum. And it should be a nice, easy one for him as well. Go, boys. Go, Blue. My boy. Important kick. Oh, hang on. Hang on. He might have dropped the ball. They may have been too quick to award this one. No, wait, says Lord Forth. He might have just knocked that ball on. Okay, if it's backwards and grounded, it's all right. If it's gone forward, then it's no try. And this game is cracking as it is. No need for the ref to ruin this. And DMO, please play us a bit of ukulele for the Crusaders. I do not have the guitar on me. I was actually in a music shop the other week, though, and I was considering buying, or the other day, I was considering buying a ukulele just for you, Rudy. So James Tucker, he had this ball. It's knocked out of his hand. Gone forward. That's going to be a no try. This ref is a disgrace, although he has made the right decision there. Although something I don't agree with is how quickly he awarded the try when he didn't check it. And also, we have got there, should do a video about this ref in Crusaders. There's Tyner. Hopefully I said that correctly. Damn, man. This ref is full of crap. Although that one's understandable. That's just a clear knock on. That one can't have too many complaints overall. But some of the other ones, yes. And yes, man, no try, says Christian. And what a save, says the Snooze. It did look impressive, him somehow breaking through 4 defenders. Almost get the ball down. And no, says Nicholas. Good read, says the Snooze. Now, Zach Gallagher making his way out onto the field. It will be a goal line dropout. He already awarded it. Yeah, so he was way too quick awarding that one. It should have been a check first, and then worst comes to worst, you go no try. Also, if it's converted before they spot the kick or the knock on, does the try stand? I think so. I think they just have to kind of go with it. So the correct score at the moment is actually 28 points to 34. Yes. There's Aiden, but Bowden Barrett back in position now for the Blues again. Wide cut out past to Dalton Pavali. Doing well. Oh, no, he's been wrestled out. Scoreline says Danston. At the moment, it is sitting 28 to 34. Scoreboard might be a little bit slow updating. It's all a myth. The rules of rugby. Should be more refs for each part of the game. Or Nigel Owens should come out of retirement. And also, we've got there, can we mention ATA's analytics here? Is he like a swear? No, he's all right. I just skim read it, unfortunately, for that one. But then I think that was because I skim read the NRL one, so I was slightly in skim reading mode for your comments. But yeah, it's all good saying the name. Right, see him now with the spin. Christie, 15 meters out again. I feel sorry for the Blue supporters, says Christian, although they're not out of this game yet. They're 10 meters out for the line, and they've got a good chance going on to get themselves a try here. So Tutu getting driven backwards. Great work there from the defense of the Crusaders. Now to the right, Finley Christie goes to Bryce Heem, short ball to Zahn Sullivan. Wrestled down again, coming the Crusaders. How many minutes left, brother? Currently 10 on the clock. In fact, closer to 9 now. Oh, it's a knock on from Christie on the ground. I don't think anyone saw it. In fact, they've said it's off a red foot. And Aussie made two videos blaming the New Zealand refs for costing England a win against France. Well, that's surprising, seeing as they lost by 40 around there. Barrett try finished. He could get the last minute try. That's going to be a knock on from Blackadder, but they say it's a knock on first from Rieko Ioane. And give Rieko the ball, man. He just had it. He dropped it, unfortunately. First carry in a while. Went straight through the hands like a hot knife through butter. Come on, the Blues, says Big Light. Going to go down to the wire. Next live stream, ladies and gentlemen, is taking place in, I believe it is 50 minutes time. That will be the match between the Brumbies and Moana Pacifica. I will not be alone for that live stream. I will have George with me. Be sure to stay tuned for that. We'll actually be in a different room as well. As you mentioned, yo, Crusaders, and Rico dropped the ball. Is Christian. I don't know why I did it in that tune. It just felt right. Yeah, the next game taking place at GIO Stadium in Canberra. And then we have got two games taking place tomorrow. We've got Rugby Park in Invercargill and Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane for the Reds versus the Draw. I'm not too sure whether we are doing that first game between the Highlanders and the Western Force. We may be skipping it just so that I can get some sleep, but we'll see how we go. And not George going to get us banned on YouTube. He is one day. I already know that. YouTube, they've updated their terms and whatnot when it comes to swearing and bad language. Yep, not ideal. And I says daily dose of Fortnite. Eriko is as reliable with the ball as Silicon Valley Bank. There's the Lim report. They are also showing that they've got the semi-final for the women's coming up. It'll be Chiefs Manawa versus the Hurricanes. That's taking place at the same time as Reds versus the Fijian Drua. And points for Leeds says I'm also currently sitting 28 for the Blues, 34 for the Crusaders. Also have a 3-week tour of New Zealand like the old days. And I was a big Ollie. Right, 3 minutes 40 remain of the yellow card. Willie Hines going to feed that ball in. He said it's gone down on that near side, so he doesn't want to put the ball in. Territory, please, mate. Currently, they are sitting inside of their own 22 here, the Crusaders. 15 metres out, exactly where the Blues finished their attack. But it did say they were 15 metres out. 8 minutes remaining. Crusaders back to full strength for the last 5 of this game. Alpha Funaki now made his way out onto the field for the Blues. That is replacing Finley Christie. He's taken some big knocks throughout this game. He has also had some pretty impressive passing. Odin Barrett taking some deep breaths, and also come on the Blues. A converted try shall bring the score 35-34. We got a super sticker from Kano. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. It comes through saying super sticker here, but I'll be able to see it on my PC. It's a face with the sweating emoji, which I feel like is quite fitting for this scenario for both of these sides. Thank you very much for the donation, Kano. The first of the weekend who's been carded. It was Sykes Martin, the number 17 for the Crusaders. Okay, folks, I'm happy with the team so far. Crusaders, yeah, thanks, Hamish, for your awesome commentary. Kiwi Lads rock. See you all after work later on. And can you get super chats? I can get super chats. That's what Kano ended up having there. This one. Boom. Just come up on the screen because I click a button. Hopefully all the Blues are faithful. Oh, we got another one. Daily dose of the internet. As donated saying, cheer owl. Yeah, thank you very much, mate. It's like an auction, isn't it? $1.09. It's gone under $2.20. Alpha Funaki. Going to Clark, Dalton Pavali now. Sitting on the halfway line. Alpha Funaki feeds it back to the right-hand side now. Bryce Heem taking down Blues. Need to convert a try. They certainly do. And a Barrett try finish. Come on, says Mr. Loom. Brayden Enoch asking for a penalty for being taken off the ball. Now Tucker going back across. Looks like Zan Sullivan's going to try and kick it in behind and chit again from Daily Dose of Fortnite. Richie Mwonga, great run. Gets it off to Pipisana Patafilo, who just manages to stay in the field of play. Only just all Mwonga's calf. That's something we've got to keep an eye on, because if he is screwed for this game and he's screwed for the season, he might not be there for France. Go on, Blues. And like Grant Nisbet saying not just for this game, but for the World Cup. He's back up to his feet. He's running it off. So he's going to be all right, Richie. Might have just got a little bit of a knock. Trying to walk it off anyway and go on the Blues, says Lesnar Tube. Damn Saders, says Nuzzy Williams. Richie Mwongi's fine. Oh, he's done well, or has he? He's accidental offside on the ground. And also we have got there, why did it go from 74 to 66 on the Super Rugby website? There's Jimmy Lister. I think it's only they occasionally update it. Daily Dose of Fortnight. It said, do you know Hamish? I do. Heard of the guy. How do you know him? Daily Dose of Fortnight. Play cricket against him, or are you someone else? Chur Owl sounds like something that someone I know would say. But he normally has a different name and updates on territory. They've currently kicked it into touch. I feel like you need a match tracker, don't you, Danson? And also, we got the Blues from Whawhetai, and Blues, says Edmund. And watch that mullet now, says Blues Nate. Now it's going to be 4.5 minutes remaining. So Joe Moody going back off the field. So that is for Sykes Martin, who is replacing him. This is an important one. I played cricket against him for Roncalli. Oh, what was your name? Daily Dose of Fortnight. I probably remember you. Rolling around nicely. Thank you for the donation as well. Alpha Funaki. Goes across to Barrett. Inside ball to Rico Ioane. Stays all the way. Mo cheating. And go. The Blues. Here's MH Choi. Now Mark Talia. Keeps the ball alive. But the Blues, they're right on the verge. The game currently is no way set and matched. Now Satutu running down the wing. Daniel Eastman, my brother, got 100. So were you the keeper, Daniel, or are there three brothers? You're the one who got the hat trick? Guy with the man bun. So not the keeper, though. Just found an earthquake. It must be Auckland or Canterbury causing it, celebrating. There's a weird Crusaders tee. Now far away from the Blues from the try line. They're currently 22 metres out. And they've got the advantage. Talfa Funaki running around the side. Now, they won't take the 3 here. Not supporting the body weight. And Crusaders favour from officiating and commentators. There's Peaceful. It's a cross kick, though. And Satutu takes it. Scores the try for the Blues. It's going to be a tough kick. Barrett's been very good. In the final, did you watch? Says Daily Dose of Fortnight. I didn't get a chance to watch the... in the final, sorry. Did you watch? So I'm sure I'll see you in the field. So you're not the keeper and you're not Alex. The third brother, or Anzac. I'm sure if I see you on the footage, you played when we had the GoPro, didn't you? Oh, Satutu might have dropped that ball. Did he still have control of it, though? We've got another donation. Thank you very much, Kano. So many earthquakes in the Bay of Plenty this morning. Says Kano. And yep, says Daily Dose of Fortnight. You bowler or better, mainly, Daniel? Right, TMO going up. Oh, who? Says Nazi, and it might be a kick, baby. Come on. No try. How many times are they going to be there and then not there? No way I'm trusting Barrett with this kick. Well, now you don't have to because he didn't get it. So many cynical infringements by the Crusaders on... Oh, went back. On defense, and a batter says Daily Dose of Fortnight. In fact, you were the one who today said about how he got to have a bowl, wasn't it? I've got it. I've worked out who you are. This feels mean, but you were one of the smaller players inside, weren't you? If I'm not wrong. I played in Waimea today. Says Daily Dose of Fortnight. Yeah, I believe you were talking to your brother about you got to bowl, didn't you? I've remembered you now. You've actually umpired as well. It was Richie Moonga getting involved. And isn't it back to the advantage? It should be. Should still be under the advantage. Is it finished? Not quite. Still 2 minutes remaining. The Blues will kick this one for the corner again and continue their attack for one last chance. I feel like I've said they've had one last chance about 4 times. They're actually going to go scrum here. Not trusting their line out. As I come on the Blues. Keep trying, boys. Yes, Blues A. Our conversion. Yo, Crusaders can't wait for the next one. Richie Moonga is king. Says Roof. Crusaders paid some people. Minutes left, says Danston. Currently 2 minutes, 40 seconds. And it's going to be a scrum feed for the Blues. And yep, I've worked out who you are now. Did you go any good in your second game, Daniel? Because I know that earlier on for Baxter said you guys were bowled out, unfortunately. But did you score any runs yourself? 15 metres out from the line now, the Blues. Going to be feeding this ball in solid scrum. No one even moving an inch. So Satutu breaks off the back, moves within 10 metres. These last few moments could be the difference between a win and a loss. That scoreboard should say 28 as well, I should mention, but they're trying to tick it over to 33 with a try maybe just around the corner. Altao for Funaki. Going off to the right-hand side, Kurt Eklund does well to hit it up. Adrian Choke. One handling error could be the difference between a win and a loss here. All these men. Was it a turnover in the breakdown? Sam Whitelock, the veteran, has got the penalty for the Crusaders. A lot of those ones in the breakdowns that have gone 50-50. Alex got 100 again today. Yeah, he's on fire at the moment. He got retired as the 100, didn't he? How did he go in the game up against Twizel? Did he get any runs in that one? Oh boy, what it do, says the snooze. And give Rico the ball, says Dangston. Don't hold too much your breath. Excuse and go on the Blues, and if the Blues is weak, I got 12, then got run out. Unlucky. Sam Whitelock over the ball, getting it. I was betting all right. It's a shame that the season's over so early, isn't it? Like I would like to think about 3 or 4 more weeks that we could have played for. The only other way to do it is just organise a game amongst all the teams. Like just a casual, like everyone mixed in. Roncalli, Twizel, Timaru boys, and Wymo's just still play a game. I'd like that to happen. And thanks for the live stream, says Matt. Well, thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it, mate. That's going to be, hang on. Late tail on the tape game, not over yet. 1 minute remaining. The Blues will have the scrum feed due to the handling error from the Crusaders, or in fact, it was not straight for the line out. And well played, Sam Whitelock. Man, the rest have been horrible, says No Noah. I was like, I'm on the Crusaders. 2 for Alex there. I know he was talking about how his average going into his game where he got his 100 was sitting at like 40 something like that. Man, his ref is exciting, says the snooze. Jerry says, Gangston, what's your name? My name is Hamish. That's me. I had a shave since the last game though, so that it was like, so when you said about him, I thought you were saying, ironically, saying as it was myself, but no, I got the GoPros. They're all set up. We did record it as an umpire for the last ones. Right, 25 metres out from the line here. The Blues, one last chance with 8 seconds on the clock. Short ball from Bowden Barrett. Going to Bryce Team. We're almost moving into extra time here. It's been held up. It's been held up, which means if they don't get the ball out, the Blues, the scrum feed goes the way of the Crusaders. Oh, they'll be sad. It's been a tough game for the Blues. Little bit of push and shove. No, it's going to be the end of the game. The Crusaders win it by 6. There were a lot of moments in there. It's an interesting one. Like they said, some controversy thrown in there as well. An answer, Hamish, new look. Says MH Choi. Okay, says Daily Dose of Fortnite and sack that ref. Says peaceful and miracles do happen. That will be the end of the contest, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a hectic game, that is for sure. And also, I say it is a good game, man. String game, but just too committed, says the snooze. And yes, says Blake in there as well. And also, the boys heartbreaking. And the Blues need to protect the ball or they won't win there as well. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. We have got 35 minutes. Then we are back for our next live stream, which is going to be happening between myself or with myself and George as well, one of the other Kiwi lads. I will mention he does swear quite a bit, so parental guidance recommended for younger viewers when George is on a stream. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.